All right, hi. Tonight is just supposed to be a little Q&A and an explanation of the support group for religious trauma that we'll be having in the coming few weeks. We have three session planned. Our goal is to see if there's enough people to create traction, and we would like to have a safe space to discuss experiences that they've had within religious context. First thing I want to say is that the trauma word sometimes sounds like a big word. It's not only about religious trauma, but any negative experiences that one might have felt within a religious group or a religious setting. This can go from anything from only shame and guilt or fear around certain beliefs that were shared within that group to all the way to power abuse, even sexual abuse, things like that. It is important to say that this will be a support group, not a therapy group. So our goal is really to offer a place for people to be able to share what they've experienced, feel connected to other people, get information about what religious trauma is. But for deeper traumatic work and therapeutic work, we'll have some references. The different topics we're going to talk about will be varied a lot on what people bring, but our goal is to talk about what is religious trauma, what is religious abuse, improper use of religious setting to control or manipulate people, all the negative impact this can have on children's development if you grew up in that setting or adult experiences if you've joined later in life. The whole idea of identity and how hard it can be to when you leave an organization and you've been in a setting where a lot of what you thought, a lot of what you believe was based on something outside of you. It's hard to reconnect with and find your own identity inside yourself. We'll touch on the subjects of relationship, of grieving the parts of selves and the relationships that we might have lost when we got out of that setting. We might get into personal senses of shame and guilt, maybe our relationship with our own sexuality also that might have been disrupted through the experience. It will be mostly at the beginning of every session, talk a bit about theory about religious trauma, but very soon we'll open to a group discussion where people can share their own experience, hear one another, and support themselves. It is a group that is meant for people who've experienced aversive experiences within any religious context. So it doesn't have to be necessary within a specific religion. Often they are referred as control groups, so places where the beliefs are so strong and the rules are so rigid that it can have a hard impact on someone and often big consequences on our personal development once we try to get out. So I'm Maxime Bourgault. I'm a clinical psychologist up in Canada, and I offer coaching here down in Dallas, and I'm offering to co-facilitate this group with June. June, I'll let you introduce yourself.
Hi, thank you, Max. I'm June. I'm the Center Director of Dallas Meditation Center, and I'm really thrilled to bring this Life After Religious Trauma workshop just to give you a little more like concrete details. If you want to put it on the calendar down the line, is that there's going to be 3 Mondays of the workshops. The 20, essentially, the easiest way to remember is second and fourth. So on the fourth Monday of 27th 7 p.m. It will be in person. We'll gather together and have a workshop. And the theme will be understanding religious trauma and mapping out your story. So there'll be some information session, there'll be group work. And then in the month of November, again, second and fourth Monday. So there will be November 10th and then November 24th, the same time, 7 p.m. So the themes for the session number 2 is religious trauma's impact on our relationships. And theme number 3 is reclaiming your spirituality and planning the next chapter. I love this workshop format because it's talking about life after religious trauma. I believe peer learning is really powerful and connecting with one another who shares experience is powerful, but also this would be a very unique experience for every individual who's looking to process different things and build different lives. Speaking of, I wanted to share a short story of my own. The reason my interest in religious trauma started is because I grew up in a very strict church that instilled a lot of shame and guilt and a lot of difficulties, and there wasn't a lot of autonomies in thinking for myself, how to make meanings out of what's happening in the world. And it took a lot of work to overcome that. And it is honestly something that I'm still navigating, in that some of my loved ones are still part of those rigid church, and it's hard for me to cultivate the deep relationship with them, because now that I no longer identify with the church. Yeah, I'm looking forward to, I feel like I've done a lot of work in a way that I can hold space, but I imagine I'll be doing the work with you all. I'm looking forward to the process as well. To be also working with Max was wonderful. He's shared some good anecdotes about what he has witnessed in different patterns. So I'm excited to like really deep dive with Max and everyone who would join us.